Just a few more seconds, and if nobody else joins us, we will get started. It's going to be nice and cozy. All right, welcome to Edge Forex. This is Vineet, and today is the 28th of June 2024, and we are ending another month, another week with some fabulous profits. We accumulated over 2,000, almost 2,100 pips this month, and we were very happy with our trading because usually summer months are not really that exciting. Not a whole lot of folks make a lot of money in the summer months because the markets are not active. Traders usually are on vacation, and there's not a whole lot of volume in the marketplace. So that makes markets dull, and also it makes a lot of trading very difficult because you have little bit of price because there is no volume in the market, so even small news can make a lot of big moves. And but we are here 24/5, 52 weeks a year. We are here to make pips. We are here to make money. We are here for our trading because we do not take a week off. We do not take a day off. If the forex markets are open, we are in there trading. I may take a personal vacation, but we have a team of traders that will backfill whoever is actually taking off. So at any given point, if the forex market is trading, we're also participating in the marketplace because we don't want to miss any opportunities that are presented to us in the market. Because guess what, guys? If you do not participate, you do not trade, you're not going to make money. You can sit on the sidelines, but that's what you're going to do, not make any money. But there are times you need to wait on your trades. You need to wait for the right trade. You do not need to trade just for the sake of trading. You need to wait for the right entry. You need to wait for the right situation for you to be to take a trade. So that said, again, we made almost 2,100 pips for the month. So if you had a starting lot of zero point 0.1, you would have made over 1,100 euros for the month. Again, not our best performing month, still better than most, an 80% of winning ratio. So we are doing pretty good. So I'm very happy with our progress. So let's see what our the chart and how the performance looks like on FX Blue. That actually shows our real time stats on our performance. So you can see we are still. If you look at the chart here, let me make a chart a little bit bigger here. And see here on the towards the right of the chart, you'll see it stagnating a little bit. So we had a meeting in house that how we can actually propel our trading a little bit more because for the last 2-3 months, our growth is not at the pace that it was for the last three and a half years. So we are actually making minor adjustments to our order management, minor adjustments to our profit taking, so we can grow back at the same pace again. Again, like I'm not saying that we are not growing at all. We are growing. It's just that not at the pace that we would like us to grow. So instead of say growing at say 6, 7, 8% a month, we're growing at more like 5.5% a month. But we need to get to that 6% or 7% Goldilocks growth per month is what we are targeting every month. So that said, these are the numbers that we are so proud of, guys. 500% that we have achieved in 1,244 days. That is absolutely amazing with over 45,000 pips. So that says it all. So if you have been following us for a little bit, you would know that we have started another initiative called Road to a Million, where we help you guys with all account sizes, be it $1,000, be it $10,000, or be it $100,000 or 60,000 or 50, whatever your account size is. We are going to handhold you to help you grow that account from whatever that is to $1 million. And we are going to do that on our own accounts so you can follow our trades. So you will take the exact same trades that we are taking. For example, if you have an account size, say 40, 50, $60,000, you would follow the trade or trades for our account that I'm showing you right here, which says Road to a Million account. So if you have an account size of, for example, $10,000, you would follow this trade, this account here that we are going to, but we are going to publish each and every single one of our trades like we do on our Telegram channel, but on a different platform. So we're also working on a new platform that is going to go live very, very soon, in middle of July. And that is where we are going to publish all of our trading. It is going to be a platform where all the traders can come in and communicate with each other. It's going to be a community by traders, like by Edge Forex, by traders for fellow traders. And you know how much it's going to cost? Absolutely nothing. There's going to be no upselling, like there's no upselling at Edge Forex Telegram channel. We show you guys what we trade. We are going to show you guys what we trade on all of our accounts. So we have 3 accounts that we are going to be showing our trading on. One is going to be the low road, where the, let me bring that up, see if I can, let me show you guys. Okay, here. So if you guys have a smaller account, for example, your balance is $1,000, but you still want to follow our trades, yes, we are going to do that because we also have an account with $1,000 to show you guys how we take our trades, how we manage an account size of, say, 1,000 or even sometimes less than $1,000. So that's going to be the low road, which is going to be, again, part of our community, is going to be part of our channel that we are going to be releasing very, very soon. So, and then our second account that we are going to be doing is our main Edge Forex account. So that looks something like here. So now this account, this particular account is going to be the middle road. So if your account size is, say, around 10,000, 11,000, 12, 15,000, you can follow our trades on this account through our new platform, which is going to be, again, going live in a couple of weeks. And then you can join us in our journey to create this account into $1 million account. And how we are so sure? Because our stats, they speak for themselves. So if we can, in 1,200 days, take 500%, so in another 1,200 days, we can take another 500%. That means in another 1,200 days, we are looking at this account to be about $75,000. And then another 1,200 days, that's the beauty of compounding. Then another 1,200 days, then we are looking at account to be $500,000. And then from that, so we are looking at between 4, 5, 6 years, this account will, not if, this account will reach $1 million. Now it's up to you guys. If you guys want to be with us, follow us on our journey and see how we actually make that happen. So, and we're not just going to guesstimate or estimate. It is going to be a very practical, black and white. Every trade is going to be published. So now, and every trade, we will have screenshots. Every trade, we are going to publish what our logic is behind that trade. And we will have a discussion around every trade, if that's what you guys want. So now you can follow our small account, middle account, or the high road account, which is the $61,000 account that we started with 60,000 and we are at, let's see, what are we at now? We are at 61,631 at this point. So again, a little slow to start, but that's how we would rather. Our main goal is to preserve our capital. See, we don't want to take a big drawdown. This account has never been a drawdown on its original equity. So our original equity on this account was 60 grand, and this account never dipped below 60 grand for even half a day. So we want to make sure and it remains that way. So yes, we can allow some fluctuations on the profit that we have accumulated, but not on our equity. Our equity, we want to safeguard with our lives because that's our hard-earned money from our previous trading. So that's what we want to preserve, our capital. Anyways, so that said, so we are working tirelessly. We have a team of 8 people who are dedicated full-time to actually create that platform, to create that community for us traders to go in and jump. And I am so excited to see you guys there. I will be there full-time on a full-time basis. I am going to be there at least 6, 8, 9, 10, 11 hours a day just to help you guys with your trading, just to answer your questions, on a Discord. It's actually based on Discord. So it's a website, but the underlying technology is going to be Discord. So I'm going to be showing you guys our live trading. I'm going to be showing you guys our MT4 stations. I will be going over all the trades that we take during that particular day, and then we can have a discussion as to why we took those trades, what was the logic behind those trades, and what do we think is going to happen short term, medium term, long term. So it's going to be an ongoing discussion. It's going to be an open mic discussion with everybody who is going to be part of that community. All right, guys. So that said, let's move a bit forward to our next agenda item for this week, which is Euro, and what we think at Edge Forex is happening in the Eurozone, and where we think the Euro is headed in the short, medium, and the long term. Okay, long term, I'm telling you guys, Euro is going to collapse 110%. There is no question about that, because it doesn't, that's a currency, is an idea that doesn't belong to any single current country. So there are 20 plus countries that are using this currency, but there is not a single country that actually owns it. So everybody thought, okay, as long as Germany and France are behind Euro is going to flourish, because these economies are so strong. Their industry is so strong that they are going to pull the entire EU economic zone. Hence, it's going to always have Euro's back, or Euro will always be strong. That said, France is in trouble. Is in so much trouble right now. There's so much political turmoil. There's so much economic turmoil in France right now. Germany is no longer the powerhouse. Guess what, guys? Germany is struggling so much at this point where they can't even find skilled workers to work in their high-tech companies, because all they have is low-skilled or unskilled migrants that are actually coming in. And all the high-skilled workers are actually going for greener pastures, like India, like United States of America, and other countries that are actually welcoming them. So there is a brain drain that is happening in Europe, in the economic powerhouse like Germany, like France. So those are the countries that are actually weakening. And do you guys know that Germany right now has an aging population problem? So now they're not producing enough kids to actually, or generation younger than, say, 30, 40 years old, that'll actually take place of the workers that are actually going out of workforce. And what they're importing right now are the unskilled workers from the Middle East, and they're taking in refugees. I'm not against taking in refugees. I'm talking strictly economic. I'm talking strictly from the finance perspective. This is not a political company. We do not talk politics. We do not talk religion. We do not talk color. We strictly talk money. That's why we are here, to make money and to make sense out of what's happening in different economies, what's happening in Europe, what's happening in North America, what's happening in Asia, and how it impacts the currency values of those particular countries. And that said, so Euro is in major. So if you look at Southern Europe, it's not doing anything good at all, because Spain, Portugal, Italy, they are the leeches on countries like France, Germany, and all the other Euro-based countries. So all that said, Euro, in our opinion, is doomed. And another factor that I must mention is the interest rates. So now Eurozone is the first one to start lowering interest rates. And I've been saying that over and over again, that money flows where it's treated best. Right now, money is being treated best in the United States of America. So even in Canada, they have started to bring down the interest rates, because their economy is slowing, their housing market is crashing. So what they're doing is, to prop that up, they have started to lower the interest rate, even though their inflation is going up. So what they're doing is they're playing with fire. We'll talk Canadian dollar next week, because it is so interesting, because that is going to be our next huge trade when it comes to long-term trades. I'm talking, say, 6 months to a year to 2 years to 3 years, but I'm talking tens of thousands of pips. This is where the fortunes are made. And we want to get in early. We want to start building our positions early. And I'll be talking about that in detail in our next conversation, why Canada is doomed. Why we need to start building our positions in Canadian dollar. I don't want to regress too much, but coming back to my topic, that money is treated where money goes where it's treated best. Right now, it is best treated in the United States dollars because they have the highest interest rate compared to the inflation. So Europe, again, they've already said they're going to be dropping their rates 2, 3, 4 times this year. US is saying they may drop their rate once this year, even though their inflation numbers are lower than European or Canadian or Asian inflation numbers. So for the foreseeable future, we are expecting that euro is going to weaken and weaken dramatically. So as soon as we see that 106 break to the downside, this train is going to accelerate. So we are expecting euros to fall and fall dramatically after that 106 break, and US dollar to increase dramatically right after that. And so let's talk a bit about, so our next topic, which I wanted to talk a bit about, was the US elections and how it's going to impact the dollar. So I'm not sure how many of you guys saw the debate yesterday. It was, guys, it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing for the Democrats. It was embarrassing for Biden. He just couldn't even string a sentence together. I was like shocked. I had to like look away from the TV a few times because it was so embarrassing. Because I think there is a huge political turmoil that is shaping up in the US, not right away, in the upcoming months. So those are the things we are keeping a very, very close eye on. So as long as the Democrats are not leading, as long as Trump is in the lead, as long as Trump is going to win the elections, the dollar is going to strengthen, because with Trump comes stability, relative stability. He's an idiot, but is relatively more stable, more presidential compared to the Biden. Because Biden, what he wants to do is he wants to spend, forgive loans, and weaken the currency in the process. So we are keeping a very close eye. So as you will see, that even yesterday's debate, as Trump was winning the debate, the dollar started strengthening. So that is what we expect going forward in the long term, that the dollar to strengthen as long as there is this turmoil in the EU zone, as long as the interest rates are going to be higher in the US compared to everywhere else in the world, and there is political turmoil in the US in favor of Trump. So we know there's going to be a lot of drama, and we know there are going to be a lot of ups and downs. But as long as Trump's in the lead, I think it's going to be very good for the dollar. It's going to be okay for the markets. We'll talk stock markets at some other point, but our focus is how the euro is going to do, how the dollar is going to do. And I'm not talking day to day. These are underlying themes that are going to be for weeks, months, and years to come. So that said, I want to talk a little bit about gold, which is very near and dear to my heart. So let's go to TradingView, our favorite trading and actually charting platform. I'm not sure if you guys use. If you guys don't use it, you must sign up for it. Is the initial is free for charting and whatnot, and it's really, really good. And if you want to subscribe, there's some really good plans. But sign up for the free account. It doesn't cost you anything, but you get to learn a lot in this charting tool. And I personally love it. I'm on this platform at least 4, 5, 6 hours a day, absolute by every day, the minimum. So let's go. We want to go to Forex, and within Forex, let's maximize. And okay, so we are looking at XAU USD. So what we're looking at is the gold chart in US dollars. So the symbol for that is XAU USD. So now if you look from the left of the chart, the price, so this is a weekly chart. Okay, so you see W, because I want to take a very long picture first and then get into the micro and then tell you guys what I think is about to happen to the price. Okay, so now if you ask any 10-year-old, what do you see on this chart if you look from left to the right? because the price is in an uptrend and in a very, very strong uptrend. So first things first, like come to your mind that, hey, do not find the trend. Do not fight the trend. Yes, that's a very good idea. But along these trends, if you see the drawdowns, the corrections that happen, they are 40, 30, 40, 50% correction. Even with this high, again, 40% correction. Oh, sorry, 20% correction. Again, this high now is close to 10% correction. But now the question is it going up or is it going down? What do we think is going to happen in short to medium to long term? So now let's look at the chart a little bit closer. And again, I said this is a weekly chart going back to 1986. So it's a very, very long-term chart and it's drawing a very clear picture as to where things are. But let's dissect it a little bit more. It'll give you guys an idea of how we do things and how we actually look at charts. So I hope it'll help you guys. So let's draw a semicircle. All right, guys? I'm going to take two peaks and I'm going to draw an arc. Okay, so one end to another end, this is an arc, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Okay, so now this arc goes back from August of 2011 to July of 2020. So almost 10 years of formation of this particular arc. Okay, and I'm going to draw true trend lines and in charting and technical analysis, one of the most strongest pattern is head and shoulder. Obviously, we discussed that last week. And another pattern in technical analysis is cup and handle. So now, if you look at it, it looks like we have a cup and then we have a handle on the cup. So the cup formation took 10 years and the handle formation took 4 years. So now you can see the formation it took almost 14 years of this cup and handle formation. And then we saw a breakout from this cup and handle formation. So let me draw that breakout. So now, if the price is starting from the low of 1,000, okay, and the height of the cup was 2,000, and there was a 50% correction of that particular move to 1,500, do you think, logically, that we have reached the end of the breakout? No, we haven't. We are not even closed. Now, if we zoom in a little bit further on this particular chart and draw a couple of more lines, very simple. A pennant is also forming. So this is not exhaustion, this is accumulation. This is a pattern where bulls are just taking rest, where bears are coming in saying that, hey, market is overbought, we want to short. And right now there's a lot of absorption happening in the marketplace. And what we think, what I personally also think, and we as a company think, we are nowhere close to the exhaustion. There's a lot of up move that is there to be had. So now, what is going to invalidate my theory is if we break this pennant and then if we go lower. If we go lower, again, I don't think we are anywhere close to breaking that long-term trend. That trend is still going to be in place unless we break the trend line here, unless we go down to say 1800, 1900 level, then we have to really look at it again. But as far as we are concerned, as far as I'm concerned, the long-term trend is in place, is nice. It's like as textbook as it gets. It's that beautiful a setup as it gets. So now what we are doing is we have been accumulating positions since this breakout out of the handle. And what we are doing right now is starting to accumulate more out of here. So now what I'm expecting is towards the end of this summer or even earlier, another 4 to 6 to 8 weeks maximum, we should see a breakout. Earlier, if for example there is a Middle East war, if it deteriorates, or For example, if the Democrats say that, hey, Biden is like totally out of it, we're going to have a new candidate. If those kind of turmoil things happen in the world, we can have that up move sooner than later. So, but we don't want to wait for the move to happen. Again, we are starting up to build our position slowly, but we are going to accelerate when it's going to break this particular trend line, when it goes above, say, 2400. So 2400 is our line in the sand that when it crosses that 2400 mark, we are going to go in, and we're going to go in heavy. So again, just wanted to show you guys on our thought process. And other thing you guys want to do is keep your charts simple. Like, I drew here in front of you guys. I am not drawing 10,000 lines. I'm not putting in 5 indicators and then trying to make some sense out of it. This is very, very rudimentary, basic, but very effective analysis on how you should be looking at charts and how you should be looking at patterns, because they work, I would say, 80-90% of the times if you are analyzing them correctly. In this particular one, this one has already worked for us beautifully, and we've did multiple videos describing how nicely we made some decent profit over the last few months. Now it's setting up nicely again, and we are getting ready to ride the next leg, and we're going to ride it all the way up to 3,000, because that's, in my opinion, the price is headed over the next months to a year and a half. So that said, I think I've covered everything I wanted to for today, and let's open it up for you guys. If you have any questions or any concerns or anything you guys wanted to add, now is a good time. Donnie, anything? Any questions? All right, Donnie, welcome. Go ahead. How are you? We can't hear you, Donnie.
Hi, can you hear me there?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Hey, how are you?
All right, doing good.
Good.
I had a question about more details. Why did you say that Canada is doomed? Well, I'm from Mexico, and
Okay.
I just wanted to know if you could give me also some details on the peso, because I'm heavy leverage on it. So
Okay, yeah, peso, yeah. So why don't I do
thank
this?
you.
Yeah, I will. Give me, because I haven't done much studies on peso because we don't trade peso. So give me maybe till Monday or Tuesday. I will do some research into peso, and then I will get back to you. And along with Canadian dollar, I'll give you a bit of a preface on Canadian dollar as to why I think is doomed, and it's doomed rather badly, because what they have is an overheated real estate market, and their mortgage delinquency is actually worse at this point than it was with the great financial crisis in the US in 2007, 2008. And their banks have put aside, the number was $4 billion, B as in billion dollars, for delinquent loans, put aside to cover delinquent loans. So, and just to give you the number, last year that number was $200 million. So they have put aside 20 times more money this year because they are expecting 20 times more bankruptcies, personal bankruptcies, and delinquencies in Canada. Canada is a very small country. It may be a big country in size, but it's a very small country as far as the economy is concerned compared to the United States. So if the delinquencies are going to go up by 20 times, you can only imagine what is then going to happen to the real estate market. So then the first things government they do is they drop interest rate, because that's the knee-jerk reaction that every government has. That's because that's all they can do. They drop interest rate to make it more affordable for people to pay their mortgages. So now what happens when the inflation is high, interest rates are going low, you have a perfect storm for your currency. So there has to be a release valve, and your currency is the one that takes it on the chin. So your currency is the one that goes down. Why? Because the money is not, again, treated well. Because your inflation is high, interest rates are dropping, you have a perfect recipe for a disaster when it comes to the currency. Point and take, for example, you look at Turkish lira. That's exactly what's happening there, and see how badly the currency is actually falling. Take a look at Japanese yen. So, in my opinion, not my opinion, in our analysis, we have put in a lot of work into this that Canadian dollar is going to be the next domino to fall. And if I were to put a date on it, we're not looking more than a few months out. So as long as we are the I was telling you for gold, our line in the sand is say 2400. For Canadian dollar compared to the US dollar, our line in sand is 1.40. As soon as when it crosses that 1.40, all hell is going to break loose for Canada because they cannot sustain. Guys, let me give you in Greater Toronto area, which is the biggest metropolitan area in Canada, the median house price is 1.2 million median. An average house price, which is different than median, is still over $1 million. But an average salary in Canada is around between $50,000 and $60,000. So a house is selling for more than 20 times. An average house is selling for more than 20 times the average salary. That has never happened in any developed country ever. So it is absolutely crazy that the housing market is gone so far, so fast, creating a bubble that has never been seen before, which is actually deflating as we speak. People are crying foul. People are going bankrupt left and right. The inventories are going higher left and right. So again, government is going to do something about it because they want to get elected. That's how they work. So they want to get elected. They are going to decrease or drop interest rates. And that is when all hell is going to break loose on the currency side. They may be able to stop the real estate price drop because their real estate is valued in Canadian dollars. So the mortgages are in Canadian dollars. So if the dollar weakens, it makes it easier for the general public or general Tom, Dick, and Harry to afford their mortgage because with inflation, 9 out of 10 times their wages also they go up. But the loan value, that remains the same. So what they want to do is inflate the loan away, but in the process, they're going to kill their currency. So even though I wanted to go into more depth in my next session, but since you asked that question, so does that make sense, Danny?
Yeah, I got it a lot clearer now. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, you're welcome. So what I'll do is I'll do some more research on peso and then cover that in our next session based on charting and how the economy is doing, all those. Because we only study and keep tabs on countries that we actually trade for obvious reasons. But I will, since you asked, I will. Now even I'm curious as to how Mexico is doing. So let's see. So yeah, but the euro is done. Euro is done in the long term. Canadian dollar is done, and I expect U.S. dollar to be the last man standing, along with gold. And I think eventually even U.S. dollar is going to take a beating really badly. But in my opinion, is going to be the last one to fall. And before that, is going to take down a lot of other currencies before it actually goes down. And I think Japanese yen has a lot further to go. Canadian dollar has a lot further to go. And then we have currencies like Australian dollar. South African rand is taking a beating. If you look at Turkish lira, all these currencies are taking a beating against US dollar. And I think that's going to be the underlying theme for next 2, 3, 4, 5 years to come. So I think that's it for today. Anybody else, guys? Any other questions? I saw. Okay, go ahead. Is that Ro? Yeah, go ahead. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Olu Washina? Hello? Go ahead. Hello? You have your hand up, but I can't hear anything. All right. No. How about you?
Remind them to self-mute.
Oh, you're on self mute. Okay. Now I can hear you. Go ahead. Welcome. How are you? We could hear you for a second. Oh. Yeah, we could hear you for a second. Now we can't.
Yes, hello.
Yeah, yeah. We can hear you now. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, good day.
Good day. How are you?
The last time you were talking about the trading strategies, you said you use the RSI, and when it's kind of
Yes.
overbought, and it's one of the indicators you use.
Yes.
Um, I think the last two trades, no, not before the one for yesterday. I noticed they were actually not overbought. That's um I can't remember the PS now, but
Uh,
they were two or three
RSI was
yesterday.
100%. We're overbought. Which RSI you were looking? We were looking at RSI 21 on a 5 minute chart.
On I think it was an hourly.
No, no, we are the signals that we send there. That's a 5 minute chart. Because an
Oh,
hourly, yeah, we send out our signals. Every time we send out our signals, we are looking at a 5 minute chart, because what we want to do is we want to capture quick pips. We want to capture when market is doing intraday moves. So that's our goal is, see, on an hourly chart, for our uh, strategy to work, our rules to work, and give us a signal. We won't have more than one or two a week. For us to generate the kind of signals and the pips that we need to for our clients, we need to work on shorter time frames. That is why our strategy is so strict, because on shorter time frames we do have to take out a lot of noise. That is why we look for so many different confirmations. So now if you go back and look at the exact time when we actually sent that signal out, and then what you can do is on TradingView you can draw a 5 minute chart, and then you can see exactly what the RSI was at that particular moment. Make sense?
If you said you were using the 5 minutes chart, then I do understand. It's
Yeah.
actually it was overbought on the 5 minutes, but
Yeah.
not on the 1 hour. So I
Yeah.
was I
Yeah.
was
No.
looking at the 1 hour.
No. So for the signals that if you're following, we need to compare our signals to make sure that we're following our overbought conditions, and then trend reversal, all of that. You need to look at the 5 minute chart. So that is what is going to happen, guys. That is going to help us so tremendously now going forward when we have our new platform out for Road to a Million, where we are going to capture, we're going to screenshot every single trade, and then we're going to post it, and that'll show you guys exactly what the RSI was at the time. It'll show you what the Bollinger Band situation was at the time. It'll show you all the indicators, and it'll screenshot everything as and when it happened. So you can do your analysis and you can follow it, and it'll make a lot more sense compared to what we do now. Because right now we only give out, hey, buy, sell, then the symbol. But going forward, we are not only going to do the buy sell symbol, and along with it, we're going to give you guys a chart with a snapshot of how things are at that particular time.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right. Anybody else? If not, let's call it a day, guys. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your Friday. And we will get back again together next week to make some more pips. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. I'll talk to you guys next week.
All right. Yeah.